Well, I'm 51, and I started to have some symptoms that I thought was just went along with menopause, because I had not gone through menopause at this point. And to make a long story short, a lot of doctors and a lot of tests, it turns out that it was actually cervical cancer, and it had metastasized. So, and I was at stage 4 at that point when I had my diagnosis. So I immediately went into treatment because I had radiation and chemotherapy in the hospital to stop the bleeding, because at this point I was basically just going to bleed to death. And that worked very well, and really took care of that tumor, the cervical tumor. And but it did not, obviously my cancer is not curable. So anything that I chose to do at this point was going to be palliative. And I had a very difficult time with my chemotherapy. I feel like I almost did not survive it. It was, although they needed to do it in order to try to save my life, afterwards I felt like it almost took me. I lost so much weight. I probably got down to about 90 pounds. Had absolutely no appetite to eat or to thrive, and ended up back in the hospital, for needing fluids and just more blood transfusions. And I was in the hospital for almost another 2 weeks at that point, and I got so that I was just done. I didn't feel there was any way I was going to be able to go back to chemotherapy, because I was going to need to continue treatment. And I was discharged from the hospital under hospice. And I was still so weak and so underweight. I just, walking any distances was not possible. So I needed to be brought home in an ambulance. And he met me here shortly after, and just from the very beginning made me feel cared for, and that I had resources. I had people that were going to walk through this with me, and that really reassured me from the beginning, because hospital nursing is very different. As I've said to Chris, always trying to encourage him, hospital nurses are very different from hospice nurses. And so it was just such a very different experience for me to have these nurses come into our home and care for me. And it really lifted my spirits, which at that point, part of the problem was I was just so beat down emotionally from what I had been through. I was having trouble just continuing on. I just want people to know that hospice is so much more than just being discharged from the hospital to go home and die. It was so much more than that. And I didn't know that. I didn't know I was going to have that experience. I thought they were there just to give me medication to ease my suffering and come and go. And it was so much more than that. I mean, I even got massage. They offer massage, and the massage therapists are all the medical staff. It's not only the nurses. My nurses' aides, all of them were so sweet and kind, and just immediately put me at ease. When they're coming into your home, these are new people, you don't know them, and I never felt uncomfortable with anyone. And my massage therapist, she was just amazing, just had a very special touch that you could tell that she was ministering to me and my body through massage therapy. And so, and Allied offers so much more. There's even music therapy. There's so much more that they offer for, like you said, for the living. While you're still here, you want to live. And I had come home from the hospital not in that place. So what these nurses did for me was give me a desire to thrive. And so it wasn't just physical care, it wasn't just medical care, it was for my spirit. So where I'm at today, and of course I attribute it to hospice care. My doctor says it's the chemotherapy. But like I said, the chemotherapy did save my life to a degree. But hospice also saved my life as well, because they restored my spirit and my will to want to be here, because I felt cared for and nurtured. And so I am actually going to go back into treatment. My doctor has a relatively new treatment they would like me to try, immunotherapy. And I attribute the fact that I am willing to give it one more go because of how I was cared for by hospice. It's really been a big deal to me. Like I said, my cancer is not curative, so any kind of treatment is still considered palliative. But if I can get, a few more months, maybe even a year, to still be here with my family, everyone wanted that in my household. So, and they tried to talk me into it in the beginning, and I couldn't give that to them. I said, I'm done. And as the weeks went by and I was taken care of and just felt like I had everything I needed, plus extra, like the massage, it started to build me back up, that I was able to say to my family, okay, I'll try it one more time.